Hello, YouTube. We are back for another video. We're back working on this YouTube channel. My name is Jaron. I have a small part-time Pokemon card business. Last year, I did approximately $30,000 in revenue, while also working my full-time job. So today, we're gonna go through and review different creator and different Pokemon card business websites and kind of look through some of their designs and get some inspiration for my website of my own. So we're going to go through, we're going to critique a couple different things about websites. We're going to look for elements that I may want to use in my own website. And we're going to kind of rate these websites in different categories, 1 through 10. I don't really have a scientific formula we're going to use to rate these websites. It's all going to be subjective and just kind of overall experience clicking through and trying to buy a product on their website. But some of the broad criteria, we're going to go through experience, we're going to go through selection, we're going to go through pricing, and then reviews. Then we'll give those categories overall scores for each website. This is not me throwing shade at any of these creators or any of these websites. Some people don't focus on their website as much as other avenues. So for some people, their website is plenty good for what they need. Also, PokeNE makes a point that your website doesn't need to be beautiful. You don't need to hire developers. You don't need to hire anyone to build a fancy website. TCG and Pokemon buyers are usually pretty simple. Just get the product in front of them. If they want it, they will buy it. So for Pokemon websites, they don't need to be fancy. You just need to focus on making it easy to navigate and making sure your pricing is fair. So going over some of these websites, we're going to take notes of some elements we like and also some elements we don't like and what we should use on our own website in the future. So here we are at the homepage for PokeNE. PokeNE is a YouTuber that has 64,000 subscribers and mainly talks about starting and maintaining and growing in a Pokemon card business. He has very strong opinions about having your own website and how he prefers that over using other platforms that charge crazy fees. So he's kind of the gold standard when it comes to TCG websites. So at the homepage, you can see there's multiple different sections for just general all Pokemon, then English sets, Japanese. And we all know PokeNE loves to talk about working with distribution and how to grow his allocation. So he had plenty of plushies, toys, sleeves, and accessories that he also sells on here so he can grow his distribution. So we're just going to click around and kind of find out how we like this website. So he has a banner. I saw him post about this. Logan Paul sucks for 5% off. Yeah, nice going. So we got generic links all over for different popular sets, Phantasmal Flames, and then his general Japanese. He's got some simplified Chinese up here. These are quite popular right now. This is a cool looking graphic that has some new items and then some other things, some other links to follow there. As you keep scrolling down, I really love how clean his website is and the design. The colorways are just so eye-catching, and then all the graphics of cool different Pokemon here. This little yellow banner here does cause some confusion for me, and then some other aspects on this just make it a little bit cluttered in some areas and kind of not super straightforward to follow. Some of these are just confusing elements to me. Be the first for Mega Evolutions. You're no longer the first. It's pretty old, but you know what? Good website still. Great deals. Yep. So I mean, this element, I'm not sure exactly why it's here, but it works out. Has a cute Pikachu. It's got some featured new items. Cool, cool, cool. I love this. He has implemented some of his story and some of the growth from bedroom to his current setup. So that's pretty cool, having that in there. Then again, more products to check out and all the important links down here for questions and contacts and reviews. So some notes I have. Very clean site, the go-to place for Japanese sets. I tested all these on mobile. This site is very mobile friendly. Everything works great. Another thing Brian likes to poke fun at while he's making his YouTube videos is some of the ridiculous reviews he gets. Overall, he has an incredible 4.8 star review, which is a couple 1 stars, which are people complaining about ridiculous things, claiming that he repacks or reseals when he clearly doesn't. But yeah, people just complaining, trying to get refunds. There's multiple examples on YouTube of him sticking up for his business and not taking any of the BS from all these random reviews. So this is a great example where it seems that the buyer only received 1 product when they were supposed to receive 3. Pretty easy problem to resolve. Just reach out to the company or business and ask for a refund or to try to get those products shipped to you separately. Pretty easy and reasonable just to reach out to them. But instead, they decided to leave a poor review and start harassing Brian and his employees on different social media. So Brian, being Brian, responded explaining that they would have resolved the issue. They noticed this a couple hours after the first complaint, and they offered to refund those products. But he did say it is unacceptable in the way that this person harassed his employees, and he has now blocked him from the site in ordering more items. So that's cool. He canceled his next order. So going a little deeper on his site here, we can go to English sets. He is working on his English distribution. He's growing on there quite a bit. And yeah, his English selection is pretty good. And from what I reviewed on pricing, it's pretty standard for what's going on in the secondary market and matching it with TCG Player. They're pretty good. The Journey Together booster box is a pretty much exactly market. Phantasmal Flames pack is like exactly market. So his pricing is quite good. And then you go to Japanese sets, and he has quite the selection here as well. Some things are slightly above market, but he is one of the main suppliers of Japanese sets in the US, or one of the larger ones, especially on YouTube. He supplies quite a bit of Japanese to the US, so he's kind of part of the market himself. He kind of lays out market price. But yeah, everything's pretty close to market price on this. And then of course, he also does have selection of some other TCGs he talks about on YouTube, One Piece, Dragon Ball, and a couple others. So yeah, his selection's quite good. Of course, all the buttons and elements, everything works, everything flows. And yeah, PokeNE is kind of the gold standard. He has amazing reviews. All these links are great. Everything's great. He needs to update that copyright. Just noticed that. PokeNE, update your copyright on your website. PokeNE, go ahead and update the copyright on your website. I'll shoot you a message on that. Yeah, everything looks great here. So I gave a rating for PokeNE's website. This is all subjective, up to opinion, and none of this is based on any science or actual knowledge. I am uneducated. I don't know anything about web development. So yeah, and I know PokeNE, he has a good website, but it's not even, as he said in videos, it's not even his main focus to make it top notch. It just needs to be good enough. So PokeNE, I gave an overall score of 90%. The breakdown for this, for overall experience, I gave it a 9 out of 10. Everything flows, everything works. There's no issues, nothing's confusing. Selection, I put 8 out of 10. There's quite a few options for English and Japanese and then other TCGs. But the one thing is he does not have any singles or graded on his website. But again, that's his choice, his business. That's just not something he wants to work with right now. So yeah, that's the one ding on selection. So there's no singles or graded, which for his business model, that's fine. But for our grading, put that in an 8 out of 10. Pricing, 9 out of 10. Almost everything is at market price or slightly above, so I put it 9 out of 10. And his reviews, I put at a 10 out of 10. He has a couple bad reviews, but he's basically 100% feedback, except for some crazy people. So overall, 36 out of 40, which is 90%. So next, we are going to be talking about RNG-Gamez. RNG-Gamez is a YouTube channel with 26,000 subscribers. He also has a retail location, so some of this is maybe not a priority for him. Maybe he's focusing on his retail location. He also designs and manufactures premium supplies like binders and other items. So maybe the website is not his main focus, but we're going to still go over his RNG-Gamez website that he links in his YouTube videos. So here we are at the RNG-Gamez homepage. Something I personally noticed is this homepage does not necessarily give me any direction. It doesn't encourage me to click on anything. There's a couple items that are like, yeah, I could click on this and it'll bring me somewhere, but there's like not much guidance on this website. It doesn't give me, I don't have a desire to go and click through all of this as much as I do on some other websites. I really do like this top menu. It's a little cluttered for some people, but it works good for me, and I feel like it's pretty obvious what each of these does, and it kind of gives me an overview. I like being able to see everything. I don't like having to click any of those little sandwich menus or anything. So yeah, I like this quite a bit. But this large picture here kind of throws me off. It doesn't encourage me to go anywhere. There's the one button for new items I could click, but then I have to scroll to get to the next section, where if I had this a little bit smaller, you could see the top of some of these or see these entirely. And then that would help encourage you to, oh, there's items. Here's some examples. And he can put some of his top items there, top categories there. So some notes I have on the website is I love the simple navigation bar up here. Everything just works great. If I need anything, I know exactly what to click. There is no confusion. We're going to see this for a couple websites today where they list singles, and you go ahead and click through those and it brings you to their TCG Player Pro account. This is wonderful. It's perfect. You have a great selection of singles. This works perfect. Managing singles on your website is extremely difficult, so this is probably my plan as well. Going ahead and linking to my TCG Player, likely a pro account by then. He has tons of Magic the Gathering, a great amount of Pokemon, and then a selection of a few other TCGs. This is great. So overall, some of this website on the front end, the home page, the design is not necessarily for me, but that doesn't mean it's horrible. There could be some slight touch-ups, but again, if this is not your 100% focus, this is more than enough. This is perfect. You have the reviews here. You got all the different selections. So overall, great website, functionality, everything's good. The homepage could use maybe a little bit of pizzazz if that's something he cares about or wants to grow. But yeah, overall, really good. It's got the reviews here, got some items you can click through here. Yeah, I really do love his graded selection. I don't care too much about sports or WWE, but he has quite the selection of graded stuff here. Lots of sports, lots of vintage Magic, which is really cool from the mid-90s. Yeah, this stuff's cool. Selection is incredible. So giving an overall rating to RNG-Gamez, again, this is all subjective, and he has other focus areas like a store and a supplies company. But homepage just doesn't really encourage me to go anywhere. That kind of leads to overall experience. But you have these buttons up here that are straightforward. There's just nothing exciting for me here. This image is kind of dull and kind of large, and yeah, nothing too exciting there. But the overall experience, as the website just broke on me, I've noticed this a couple times on this website where I'd have to refresh, but these links still work, but they're just not visually there. There we go, it's back. So overall experience, I put 7 out of 10. Selection, I put 8 out of 10, just mainly because his sealed, and there's not very much sealed product, but that might not be his focus. But overall, 8 out of 10. For selection, pricing, 9 out of 10. I reviewed everyone's pricing compared to market price on TCG Player and eBay. His was very good. Slightly above in some cases, but 9 out of 10. And from the research I did on his reviews, they are quite good. There is a couple complaints online, but I put that at a 9 out of 10. His overall score was 33 out of 40, which is 82.5%. The next site we're going to be looking at is ZardoCards. They are quite popular for their short form content on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, pretty much everywhere. So ZardoCards has 6,000 subscribers on YouTube, but their main audience is on Instagram and TikTok, where they have 350,000 followers on Instagram and 260,000 on TikTok. So their site I've always considered to be like a masterclass in sites, e-commerce sites. This is pretty Yeah, pretty typical e-commerce site, very well built, very well managed. It is just beautiful. On their social medias, they claim they are the #1 online seller of Pokemon cards. Let's go get a quote, actually. Yeah, there it is. On their social medias, they claim they are the #1 online Pokemon store with worldwide shipping. Maybe they are. I quite like their short form content where they're packaging some very rare sealed or graded items and shipping them around the world. But yeah, here we go, their homepage. The one thing I do want to point out is some of their graphics and then different items I think are a little cluttery for me. A little bit too much clutter. You can't see it on the recording, but in the bottom left, it's like, hey, do you want a free gift? And you can X out of it. And then on top, you can see the banner here. I guess I'll move it. It's like, oh, you want a free gift? And there's just a couple pop-ups whenever you're using their website. That can get kind of annoying. But the rest of it is just designed beautifully with your categories here. All the buttons work great. I have this carousel up top and they have some videos of their warehouse here. That is where they film all their content. And it just looks incredible. Something that's also incredible about ZardoCards is they actually sell single cards on their website. That is very rare, very hard to manage. Don't know if they pay developers to run this whole website, but yeah, they sell singles on here, which is quite impressive. Another pop-up of, oh, the countdown for their sale. Not something I love, but it's cool and it probably helps them out. But yeah, they have quite a few singles on their website, which is quite impressive. I think the floor price is $1 for some of these items, which is quite good. And yeah, their selection for singles is just incredible. One minor critique I did find when I sort from low to high, we do find that their floor price is $1, but there's also a couple categories or items that say $0. And then when you click in them, or this one where the image doesn't work at all, you know, minor errors, no big deal. Their website's quite big. No one's going to complain. And not very many people are going to find these. But just a couple things, like when you click in there, it says $0, but then you open it up and the real price is there. So, I mean, just a minor error, but a critique and something to keep in mind. Some of these style cues are things that I would love to implement on my website in the future. I really do like the breakdown of categories here with the large buttons that move when you hover over them. That's incredible. Did not mean to click that. I do really like that. Again, another carousel may be a little excessive, but it is beautiful. So, and then multiple graphics as well. Another cool aspect, when you continue to scroll through their website, you see how well it's developed. See his carousel of reviews here. When you hover over it, it stops so you can read through them. I did do some digging on this on the back end. Again, I am no professional. I don't claim to be educated in web development. I did want to confirm some of these things, but clearly this is only displaying 5-star reviews. They probably have quite good reviews, but it would be cool if they threw in a couple 4 stars or like a 4.5 or something to help build credibility. But I did some research on the back end on this, and they're using some third-party software to aggregate recent reviews and then build them into a widget and then implement the widget into the back end of this. So this is pre-developed with another software and then they just put it in here. It looks cool, but it's only showing 5-star reviews. Down here, they have their frequently asked questions. Very good, very good. Great website layout. This is just incredible. Their graded card selection is also quite incredible. They have anything from low end to high end, vintage, Japanese, English, and other TCGs. So that's pretty nice. Their sealed collection is quite good with many ETBs, booster boxes, sleeved packs, all the things. Anything you want, selection is incredible. But when researching price on this website, it's kind of inconsistent. Some things are well under market, which is confusing, but then some things are quite a bit over market. Very inconsistent on their pricing. It seems a lot of it is based on demand. If it's a high demand item, it's quite a bit above market. And then some of the lower demand items, I believe maybe the Paradox Rift or some other less desirable sets were under market. And again, mobile friendly. These have all been decently mobile friendly so far. ZardoCards is great on mobile. For the overall experience, put it at 9 out of 10. Selection, I put 10 out of 10. They have basically everything. Sealed, graded, singles, and multiple TCGs. Pricing, I put 6 out of 10 because some things are quite a bit over market price and it's inconsistent. And then another thing to note is their reviews are quite good on their website. But then if you dig a little bit in Google reviews, you find some that are not great. You can find quite a few Reddit threads of people complaining about price and some shipping issues. So the reviews, I had to ding a little bit because you can find some drama online about why they don't like this site. Overall, I put this at a 32 out of 40, which is 80%. So now we find ourselves on the PokeRev website that's actually called the PokeCave. I didn't know this because I'd never been on his website, but apparently it's PokeCave. PokeRev has a little bit over 3 million subscribers on YouTube, pretty much one of the largest Pokemon YouTubers. So you'd expect his website to be quite nice. Overall, homepage is beautiful. It's kind of maybe a little bare in some areas, but everything works great. Some items here to jump out at you. Having a video in here is quite nice. And yeah, everything just works great. Again, his website is probably not his focus at all. He really only has his website to sell his mystery packs. But my main complaint is his selection. His selection is only high-end sealed or his mystery pack. So it's not for everyone. This website is very high-end. If you go to his sealed selection, it's all vintage or expensive 151. The only cheap thing I can find on here is his mystery pack, which potentially could be overpriced, but depending on what you pull, maybe not. But the only cheap thing I can find is mystery pack and then Japanese Mega Dream. Everything else, quite expensive, quite rare, but he's curating this to a specific audience. And then if you go to his graded selection, it's just more sealed, but graded sealed packs. So high-end, rare items. So some of the main notes I have for PokeRev's website is it's really curated just to be luxury sealed and then also an avenue to sell his mystery packs. Another thing I noticed with PokeRev being one of the largest YouTubers and having quite high-end items on his site, you think he would notice this or have a developer or have someone to fix this. I could fix it for him. But he does not have the logo, his logo up in the tab up here. Normally when you go to a website like PokeNE or Amazon or something, they have the logo up here. But not PokeRev. Maybe it's because he doesn't want to put the PokeRev logo in there, it's too large, or it would just look like Pokemon, he doesn't want to get in trouble, but he could just put something in there, a Pokeball, something to show the website you're in. But that's just a small critique and kind of funny. But overall, I decided this website is mainly just to sell his luxury items and his mystery packs. So it's all curated, expensive stuff. And again, his website is very mobile friendly. I ranked the overall experience a 9 out of 10. Just because everything's clean, everything functions, it all looks good. Put selection at a 6 out of 10. This one was pretty hard for me because his selection is quite small for the average person, but he also has an insane curated collection of high-end. So if you're looking for high-end, he's the guy that has it. So I put it at a 6 out of 10. I put his pricing at a 7 out of 10. His pricing was not great from the research I did. It was kind of hard to find some comparable pricing for some of these vintage things, finding eBay and last sold and all that. But you do pay premium knowing it's coming from a legitimate seller you can trust. And then reviews, I put 9 out of 10. His reviews are great, they're good, but I can't say they're perfect. Overall, this puts him at a 31 out of 40, which is a 77.5%. Again, the website's not his focus. So the next website we're going to be going over is DJ's Poke Center. DJ has 2,000 subscribers on YouTube and focuses on making Pokemon business and investing content. So starting off with the homepage here, this homepage is wonderful. You can't really see it with the cropping I have on the current video, but when you open the homepage on a typical browser, it has the logo, all these links up top, beautiful picture, and then for most devices, you can see most of this best sellers list here, which is wonderful. It gives you a little bit of a preview of what you might be finding later. So yeah, this image, wonderful, logo, great, and all these links up here are wonderful as well. Again, I'm not trying to throw any shade at anyone, but this is where we're gonna start getting into some critiques for the website for DJ's Poke Center. His videos are wonderful. I enjoy them quite a bit, watch them every day, watch every upload. But there's a couple critiques I have for the website here. My main concern is when you click the shop Pokemon, you go ahead and click that link, the first 3 results are magic. It's a pretty easy thing to fix or resolve, but it's just little nitpicky things like that. That's not gonna deter probably any buyers. They're gonna be like, oh, and just scroll past that, and then they have found the Pokemon. Wonderful. But just a little thing, when you click that, it does bring you to just basically all products. Brings you to 28 products. That might be all his sealed, not sure. But yeah, it brings you to all products, not Pokemon. And then also up top, it lists Shop Pokemon by set, Pokemon Center, and Japanese Pokemon. It looks good. It's very consistent and easy to understand, but it's just a lot of duplicate type things that could have maybe been put in a little drop down, or 2 different main things like sealed in Japanese. And then under that you could have specialty, you could have sets, and then Pokemon Center. But yeah, overall, easy to navigate. Another gripe I did have though is when you click on Shop by Pokemon Set, kind of the same issue. It's a good link if it just listed off the sets. But again, this lists off like categories basically. So it's sets and types of product. Not a big deal, but it's just little things like that. So it has like binder collections, booster bundles, 151 sets, Black Bolt sets. Some of them are sets, some of them are just product types, which is fine. It's just inconsistent with the tab there. But if you go through the drop-down menu, it does give you just sets. But when you click the link, it brings you to sets and types of product. Another thing here, nitpicking, the circle logos are inconsistent. The circles look good if it fills the whole circle, but the problem is with these ETB pictures or booster box pictures is some of it is white, so it's very inconsistent looking. Also, there's magic in the Pokemon sets, which is nitpicking, but still. It would help if they were consistent product photos, or if they were just the logos or the front of an ETB, a circle that shows the front of an ETB, or just the front of ETBs would be great. But some of them are like binder collection, ETB, booster box. Oh, this is actually a homepage link, not a Pokemon set. This one's Japanese. So it's just like all links. This one down here doesn't even have an image. This one's a tins. Yeah, there's just some inconsistencies with photos and where these links bring you. But if you went through like and clicked on the Phantasmal Flames, works great. Click on Journey Together, works great. Another small critique, no big deal because most of his customers probably find him through YouTube, but this little YouTube tag up here could be very easily could be a clickable link just to bring you right back to YouTube and help drive traffic there. But no, it's just, hey, YouTube, DJ's Poke Center, smiley, which is cool, but it could just be a link, super easy. Another thing I noticed on the homepage is this little section up here on the top right is slightly confusing. It works out most of the elements people understand, search, checkout, but then like my account is a little weird. Like some Pokemon stores, I mean, if you shop consistently and you want to check your tracking or whatever, sure. But like you hover over it, it doesn't tell you what it is. Fine, you click on it, it explains. And then this one as well, you would assume, okay, that's probably contact us, questions, frequently asked questions, something like that, or get in contact. It's get in touch. This one actually pops up if you hover over it. Just inconsistent elements there. But when you click on it, it just brings you to the home page over and over and over again. This can be resolved when you scroll down here. He has a proper contact us link at the bottom, which works, functions, brings you to get in touch, contact us. So it's easy to fix that little link up there. This website was mobile friendly, looked pretty good on the phone, all good there. Also, when looking through his sealed product, you will notice pricing is incredible. DJ's Poke Center, basically everything is under market or just at market. Pricing is great. So my overall rating for this, I gave him a 6 out of 10 for experience, a 6 out of 10 for selection, 10 out of 10 for pricing. Best pricing ever. Mostly under market. Great job. I gave him an 8 out of 10 for reviews, just because I couldn't find any information about his reviews here. There's no links to reviews. There's no reviews section. When I Google his reviews, I can't find anything. He probably does well, but they're just not listed anywhere. Overall score, I gave him a 31 out of 40, which is a 75%. It's good. Good enough. Gets the job done. You can sell stuff here. Next up, we're going to be talking about Rawr TCG, another Pokemon business YouTuber who also does some live rip and ships. He has 1,700 subscribers currently. When you open the homepage, it is pretty easy to understand, but it is a little cluttered in certain areas. You have this video here for the live rip and ships, which looks cool, but it just kind of gets cluttered when that has packs, these have boxes, these are singles. But overall, it's pretty easy to understand. If you hit the complete your master set, that brings you to his TCG Player Pro account. Wonderful, amazing, perfect function. The live rip and ship packs is only for his rip and ship, I would assume. A little critique here is some of these buttons could be a little darker. They kind of blend in a little bit on this dark mode website. Also, the shop sealed button blends in quite a bit with the gray bottoms on these ETBs. Cool that he has a little mission here, a little bit about himself in a picture. Very personable, very good. Join the mailing list. Cool, 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 cool. So then you go through, you go to his live packs. I'm assuming this is just for his live stream. Pricing is great. Slightly above market or at market. I think even below for a couple things. Maybe not. But everything is at market or slightly above. Pricing for rip and ship seems pretty good. But then you go to the shopped sealed. There's not very much here, which is okay. If he's not focusing on getting his Japanese stuff up or he's not focusing on sealed, that's okay. But there's only 5 items listed here. One's a custom item, which is kind of cool. Then the other ones are boxes. And 2 of them are out of stock, which is okay. I like that he puts the out of stock there. That's good. Something that confused me a little bit is the price on the Glory of Team Rocket box. $150 is approximately 50% above current market price. Also, when you go into his singles, again, it brings you to his TCG Player Pro account, which is great. A little bit light on Pokemon. He only has 800 listed, but if some of them are high-end or desirable cards, that's plenty. His Magic, quite a bit more. Good. That's a good focus area for him. Yeah, this is wonderful. Link your TCG Player account. Wonderful. Also, when I tried this on mobile, it works. All the buttons work. It's easy enough to navigate, but it looks very cluttered and these graphics don't shrink well to mobile. So it works, but it's not the best on mobile. For an overall rating, I gave him a 6 out of 10 for experience. Could use a little work on homepage and buttons, but nothing was too broken. I gave him a 6 out of 10 for selection just because there wasn't that much sealed. There's no graded, which is okay. Singles really bumped him up there. He has a lot of singles. He has a good amount of packs. Pricing put him at a 9 out of 10 just because his packs are priced great, but it was a little complicated because of that one box that is extremely above market. And for reviews, I gave him a 10 out of 10. When I Googled and researched reviews, they all looked wonderful. Nothing listed on his site necessarily, but they all look great. That would put his overall score at a 31 out of 40, which is a 75%. Next up, we have MonDragon, which is another small Pokemon business-focused YouTube channel. They're mainly focused on Whatnot, I believe, maybe some eBay, maybe some other sites, but they don't focus a ton on their website. But it is listed in the description, so that means it's here for me to review. Homepage, when you pull it up on a full browser tab, looks great. Their logo is something they are passionate about, looks good. I really love the aesthetic and the colors of this website. This looks great. You have some easy clickable tabs here. Amazing. Good direction here. One thing is It seems, at least for their website, I don't recall for their other sales avenues, haven't researched them enough yet. It seems on their website they only use tag, which is fine. I enjoy tag, I love tag, but it does hurt sales and sale price a little bit. But yeah, they look great. They display great because of the pictures tag provides. Wonderful. Something also to note here, I reviewed pricing on probably 4 or 5 of these slabs, and it seemed everyone I looked up, they had listed under recent sales. Incredible, 10 out of 10, perfect pricing. And that's where it starts to fall apart. This website is not complete. This website needs some work if this is something they want to focus on. This might not be their main focus, and that's okay. But since they have the links on their videos, you should try to make it look good. So it falls apart, first of all. When you look up here at the subscribe to our YouTube, this confused me. I tried to find their YouTube again to review some stuff. This is not their current YouTube account. The MonDragons is their old account. That account has, I believe, 400 or 500 subscribers. It has some good videos on there, but that's not their current account. They just need to update the name on this little carousel up here. And also add a link, that would be convenient. But yeah, that is their old YouTube. I tried to look it up, didn't help me out. And then the next problem I ran into is when you click on sealed or singles, you run into a bit of a problem. Sealed, go ahead and click on sealed. No products found. Okay, that's okay. You could add placeholders, say coming soon, or delete the category for now, or if you don't plan to do it, just delete it overall. Having a website just for graded slabs looks great. But having all these links that lead to nothing is kind of frustrating. So then you click on singles. Same issue, no products found. Not fun. Click on ETBs, nothing. Booster boxes, nothing. Doesn't have a picture, but that's okay. And then also down here, they have a placeholder from Shopify. Just a placeholder, picture of a shirt, Japanese product, nothing. So it's quite incomplete in those areas. And then you go to booster packs, and we found a product. They have 1 booster pack listed on their website at a fair price, which is also good. But yeah, that's what they have, slabs in a pack. So giving MonDragon a final score, I went with an overall experience, a 3 out of 10. Overall selection, 2 out of 10, just because they only have graded cards and they're tag graded, which is okay, but hurts selection. And then they have 1 pack. Selection's kind of hurting here. But what helped them out quite a bit is their pricing. Pricing is incredible. Perfect, 10 out of 10 on pricing. Couldn't find any info on the reviews, so I put it at an even or fair 8 out of 10. 80% is fair for no info. Overall score is a 23 out of 40. That is a 57.5%. Maybe focus on the website a bit more. Again, no shade at MonDragon. YouTube is doing great. I love their videos. They're very entertaining, really high quality editing as well. And the last site we're going to be looking over is Max Does Pokemon and his company, The Grail Gallery. Max Does Pokemon has 24,000 subscribers, and they are a UK-based business, and they recently opened a very nice shop. His videos are incredible, high production value, everything is great. So when you first get on their homepage, it is just beautiful. You can't really see it again on this small window I have you guys on, but this graphic, beautiful. Their logo, great. These couple buttons, amazing. And then there's this carousel of a pink gradient, and then their mystery pack. Looks amazing. I'm not really big into mystery packs, but they seem to be selling pretty well, and that's fun and good for them. So this website is mainly to sell their mystery pack. And that is where it starts to fall apart. That is their entire inventory, just the mystery pack, which is actually sold out currently. So this website is just to sell their Grail mystery packs, which is okay. But they have other categories. You go to Shop All, out of stock mystery pack. That's fine. Go to graded cards, empty. Okay, fine. Go back to their homepage and scroll down a bit. Best sellers, mystery pack. Graded cards. Oh, example product title. They still have the generic template products here. And to make it worse, click it, and it gives you dead links. It says there's an error with Shopify. Not fun, not fun. Also, trying this out on mobile, website looks beautiful. So overall, I gave the experience a 6 out of 10 just because it looks so incredible and the website is built really well. It just wasn't a great experience because most of the listings were dead or just the template. Selection, I gave them a harsh 1 out of 10 because all they have is their mystery pack, which is also out of stock. Pricing, I put 8 out of 10, just a neutral zone because it's a mystery pack. It's probably priced okay. And then reviews, I also did 8 out of 10 because I could not find any info. No listed reviews. Overall score, 23 out of 40, which is a 57.5%. All right, finishing up in review here. Looking at these sites helped me quite a bit, and this is gonna help motivate what I decide to do while building my website. Mainly going to be focusing on different aspects like ZardoCards for style and PokeNE for selection and other functionality, and hopefully someday some story-based stuff. So yeah, this is giving me some motivation. This is good. I'm going to continue to look through people's websites. I enjoy looking at people's websites and pricing, and it helps out a lot. So it would not be fair if I didn't show off how horrible my site is after trashing everyone else's. My site, very new. And again, I'm trying to code this website all myself. I'm learning HTML again, and I'm working to automate some more of this as well. So this is pretty rough, but here we go. There's like nothing here, guys. Very generic. I coded all of this myself, and I've been working through hosting it, and it's been quite fun. But yeah, this is all going to be changed up. It's going to be more similar to the layout of PokeNE or ZardoCards with the different categories. But for now, I just wanted to get some listings built. And I didn't want the site to be empty, so I also kept sold listings in here to make it look fun and maybe show off some of these wimpy cards I've sold. Besides the Magic card, but that one's pretty cool. But yeah, here it is. And then I have coming soon and coming soon, and I need to add a bunch more listings for these and give them their own tabs as well, because I plan to be working with Japanese suppliers soon. But yeah, this trial site, if you visit this, please don't expect to buy anything. You can contact me directly if you would wish to buy something. Here's the product listing so far. Doesn't look great, still need to fill out the site, but yeah, buy button works, maybe don't click it because my Shopify isn't set up yet. But yeah, has little details about it. This is kind of placeholder. I still need to edit all these. Put the certs for all the cards I'm selling. And then if you click them, it will look up the cert on PSA or CGC. So yeah, that's where I'm at. This will be a slow process for me because I'm currently coding it myself, which is not the easiest task and not the most efficient task ever. All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see what kind of video we decide to make next time. Peace.